Hi there you guys, it's Molina or Bryanna or whichever one is easier to go by. I have been in the military for almost a year now, so I'm used to going by my last name a lot more. This is actually a video that I have been meaning to put out for a very long time. It has been months since I've been in Hawaii now. I'm trying to get back into the swing of putting out more videos. This one has taken me forever just because I procrastinate and I don't know how to manage my time. Are a mix of me packing up stuff in Pensacola along with when I went home on leave. I stayed with my mom for about a week before I came to Hawaii, and I packed up the rest of my things. I took everything out of the suitcases that I had packed from Pensacola, repacked it, and then that was all of my luggage. I originally was in Pensacola, Florida. That's where I was going to school right after boot camps. From boot camp, I then was able to see my mom for a single day of graduation, and she brought me like a luggage full of my things, and I took that with me to Pensacola. I visited home like once, and I brought back a bunch of my stuff, all of my stuff almost, and I lived with those things. And then once I graduated my school, I was going to have to bring all my things from Pensacola, Florida, and from home all the way to wherever I was supposed to be permanently stationed. I ended up being lucky enough to get Hawaii, but then to get everything from Pensacola and Virginia, which is my home state, to Hawaii was going to be a little bit of a hassle. Packing for the move was really crazy. I started with my desk in Pensacola when I started packing because that's where I have a lot of like my glass and like the small decoration items that I did have. I used to have them all on my desk. So I had packed up all of my jewelry, makeup brushes, anything that I had on top of my desk into smaller little bags, like makeup bags, or I used to have like an Ipsy, and they used to send you like the little bag, and I love keeping those bags because I tend to fit things into them perfectly. So it's like one bag I put all my lip glosses in, one bag I put all my earrings in, one bag I put all of my bracelets in, so I'm able to organize all my stuff. I put all those things that were inside of my desk containers, I put all those away, I cleaned all my containers, and then I took all the clothes that I don't use, that were not important, none of my uniforms, just like all of my dresses and stuff like that that I didn't need to wear for the last week or so, that I knew I wouldn't need a lot more clothes. I started taking all of the things I knew I wasn't going to wear and using like the softer materials, especially like my long dresses. I was able to use them to wrap up all of my glass cups, all of my glass little decorations, everything that I had on my desk. So once I did that, I went ahead and layered the suitcase with towels and, like I said, those big extra dresses that are kind of like flowy and soft. So I put a few layers down, and then I put like a frame around it with clothes, and then I put all of the glass things that were wrapped up in clothing, and then I put like another layer of clothing and towels, whatever I could do. For the most part, I was just trying to make sure nothing broke, and I made it all the way from Pensacola to Virginia with nothing breaking, and from Virginia to Hawaii with nothing breaking. The most difficult part was probably the glass things, yes, but that was actually kind of easy because I wrapped it really well and I have a lot of clothes, so I just made sure to pack it like that. But what was really stressing me was my suitcase that I wanted to put a lot of like my toiletries in, because you can't have large liquids on your carry-on. So I had to put I had like shampoo and like facial moisturizers, and some of those things come in glass and things like that. So that was what kind of stressed me out. But I did the same method. I put a bunch of towels, a bunch of my clothing that was soft, and I just made sure that every single time I started a suitcase, I started by layering it with a bunch of clothing and towels and linens, put anything delicate in the middle, including like I have my camera, my laptop, chargers. I have all of that stuff inside of the middle. I wrap all those things with clothing and then again layer with clothing. So overall, my solution to having successful packing and making use of your space is really using your clothing as you're packing stuff, so you don't have to buy bubble wrap, you don't have to do all that extra. Just make sure you pack it really tightly and then make sure you use the right materials. Obviously you don't want something with a bunch of zippers all over it. If you're wrapping something glass, pick a fluffy sweater that's soft that you can stuff inside of any open spaces, and then you can pack that up, put it really tight, and then add a bunch more. So that was what I think was working out best for me. I was able to successfully pack 2 large suitcases, very, very big suitcases, a kind of smaller one, and then my sea bag. So the first one is it's like this floral print suitcase that's really big. I got it from Ross. I think it was anywhere from $70 to $80, I want to say. It might have been 70. It's good for size, but when I roll it, it's especially because I packed it so heavy, I do find that it's not really supportive. Like, I feel like 2 or 3 more big trips, and if I try to fill it up, I might lose a wheel or something. So the next suitcase that I bought was almost the exact same size, but I do find this one is a lot sturdier, and I think this one was around $80, and this one I think I just got from Walmart. I kind of tried to feel one out that was a little better, and this one was definitely a lot stronger. Inside of this one, I believe I did put a lot of my toiletries and a lot of like my electronics and stuff like that inside of this one. I don't really like remember how I packed everything up. The next one that I used was like a really, really small one. I just put a bunch of little stuff in here. I think I put all of my shoes in this one. That's what I did. I had put a lot of my shoes inside of this one, which I kind of just squished them all in there, and I didn't bring very many shoes with me. I honestly need to restock my shoes now that I'm here in Hawaii. The last thing was the sea bag. I managed to fit everything having to do with the military in a sea bag. It was a decent amount of things, but again, I just made sure that I folded everything really compactly. Some things I did roll, some things I didn't. It just depends on the material. You should really like just figure out what works best. Some things, if you roll it, it just makes it bulkier. So make sure that you aren't rolling unnecessary things. Like sweaters, I would never roll sweaters. I would kind of flatten them out, and then that's how I would use sweaters. And then little shirts and like undershirts and like thinner leggings, you can roll those, and it's much easier than folding them and taking up more space. I don't remember if I pulled it out or not, so I might not have a video. But if you're in the military, you know what a sea bag looks like. It's just like this green duffel that's like super high. It like reaches to here probably when you're like standing. I'm sitting, but when you're, it's decent height. And if you pack everything in there right, you can really fit a lot of your stuff in there. I fit everything. I did not have anything military outside of that bag. A really helpful tip that I did find out is when you're military, for most airlines, if not all of them I believe, you get like 4 suitcases for free, up to I believe 100 pounds each. I had 2 very large ones, they were both about 80 pounds, and then the smaller one was maybe 60 pounds, and the sea bag was another like 70 pounds. And I even used my backpack, which I had from boot camp, which is actually kind of big, and I was able to take that on the flight with me because it was considered a carry. I was concerned because they were like, oh, your bag might not fit because this is a smaller plane. Even if it came to it, they were gonna throw it under there for me, no charge. I'm not saying it will happen every time, but it could. It could. Try to stick with a smaller backpack, but if it doesn't happen, I mean, you know, you just have to pay whatever the extra is. I don't like spending extra money. I was like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll fit it in between my legs. Even though my legs were kind of a tight fit, I got it. I wasn't about to pay any extra money. I was not gonna do it, period. So it was a lot. I kind of get uneasy when I don't, like, my things are all a mess. So I literally unpacked within 2 days of being in Hawaii. I try to keep everything really clean and organized, especially because, you know, being in the military, it's not a lot of space. You have your twin beds, some drawers, and a closet. But if you really organize it and keep it clean and you decorate, hence my pretty pillows, then you can really make it feel like your own. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely be doing a room tour video coming up next. I'm almost done completely decorating. I'm very happy with the way my room looks. I've bought in a lot of cute things here and there from Ross and other little stores, and it's really starting to feel like my own room, and I really like it.
Can we pretend that airplane